Guys, let's talk about the champs. Is anybody going to beat them? Can anybody beat this team 4 times in a series?
Probably not. You know, we always marvel over how they shoot the ball, their offense, but not enough is said about how they play defense, how they compete on the defensive end. They actually take pride in shutting people down. And when you put those two combinations together, and then, you know, you add a guy like Kevin Durant, a guy, you know, who's failed many times at getting the ring, but now he has a taste of what a championship feels like. Now, Kenny, you know this for you know, firsthand. After you get one, you want to get another one. You say, you know what, we got one. Let's put this ring away. Let's see if we can go back to back. Let's see if we can be remembered as one of the greatest teams to ever play.
This is one of my favorite teams to watch for the last 4 years. Actually, honestly, even when Mark Jackson was coaching the team, this has been one of my favorite teams to watch. But I think the Cleveland Cavaliers have put enough on paper to contend and make it much more difficult for them and possibly win the NBA championship. So if I say anyone is going to win it, I would say Cleveland Cavaliers have a great chance on knocking them out this year.
You heard what Michael Jordan said. 2 teams and 28 garbage. You heard that?
Yes.
You agree?
Well,
yes.
And is it a good thing, or or how bad a thing is it to have perceived 2 teams that can win it and 28 that can't?
it's not good for our league, but we've been saying that for the last couple of years. You know, this new super team thing, and I love these reporters on television talking about Michael Jordan's trying to protect his legacy, or we're a bunch of old guys. First of all, that's not true. If you look at the Celtics didn't win a championship every year. They had a super team, but they got them all through the draft. Same thing with the Lakers. They didn't win a championship every year. Michael wasn't considered a super team. He was considered a super player. I think that we're going to have to worry about our fans at some point. Because if I'm a fan, if all these guys want to play together, why am I going to buy season tickets? And that, to me, that concerns me. First of all, it don't bother me because I'm going to get paid the same no matter what. But as a fan, I'm not going to buy a season ticket if my team is not going to be competitive. That's what I think the point.
Well, there's a difference between being competitive and having a chance to win the title.
Well, yeah, but see, that's the thing. Like, you know, people say that, well, it was always the Lakers and the Celtics. Yeah, but other teams were competitive. I think the Rockets got a good team. I think the Portland Trailblazers got a good team. I think the Celtics got a good team. I think the Wizards got a good team. But listen, I think anybody who and I agree with Kenny, I want to make one point about that. I do think this Cavaliers team, with the addition of Jeff Green,
Yes.
Crowder, Derrick Rose, Isaiah, they're better. But anybody who thinks it's not going to be the Warriors against the Cavaliers in the finals,
Again.
You're hoping.
Well, I'm just saying this, though, but in our era,
We competed.
no, I'm not saying you didn't compete, but the Bulls won 6 out of 8 championships.
But they weren't the super team, though.
I'm not saying that they were or not.
Okay.
They were super team in the regard that we knew that there were only a couple teams that had a chance to win the NBA championship.
Yeah, but when
we still were able to flourish.
And you watched them.
And you watched them.
Yeah,
That's
yes,
all I'm saying.
but
I'm not saying that you're wrong.
But
I'm saying that
they were
we watched
competitive. Listen, if you go back and look at Michael
Bulls
Jordan,
won 72 games. They wasn't competitive.
I know that, but
they lost one game in the whole.
But if you
Like Golden State last year.
yeah, but if you look
they
at
only lost one game in the playoffs. That wasn't.
We can go back and look at the Bulls' championship run. They had their hands full with the Pacers. They had their hands full with the Knicks.
Pistons, yep.
You know, when they played the Utah Jazz, it went to game 6 and
Did you
7.
ever think that the Bulls were going to lose to the Pacers?
Yes, I did think that. But now
You ever think y'all was going to beat them?
I did think that.
See, there's the problem.
Yeah. But
I never thought
listen,
y'all was going to beat them.
Listen, it's not good for our game, and I'm not an old guy hating on these young generation.
It is. It's not good. I don't appreciate the molding of the self-molding of teams, because the true. I just think the true essence of who Charles Barkley and Shaq was is that they thought that they could do it. And that's the competitive spirit that is kind of lost. So the molding of that is not good. The building of it, Golden State built, this is not a super team until Kevin Durant came, because Steph Curry was not thought of. He was a 6th, 7th pick, wasn't thought of as a great player at some point in his career. Klay Thompson wasn't thought of, wasn't a number 1 pick. And Draymond Green, nobody thought was a great player. So these guys were built into that. Kevin Durant made it a super team by going there. But they were
LeBron
built.
started the super team thing.
He's the guy who started the super team.
But they I agree-
Molding. That's what we.
Yeah, that's
I
what
think
we
our era,
dislike.
The molding.
Guys getting together on a banana boat and saying, "Let's get together."
So where the players are deciding where they want to play and who they want to play with.
Right.
And not even worried where they sit on the banana boat. That's it.